Good morning, everybody. So with today's video, I'm going to give you my 15 best purchases of 2024. I'm not going to go into great detail with this video because it's been a long day recording and just for editing purposes, but 15 fragrances. So let's start off with the first one. This one I have not reviewed. So that's going to be Roberto Cavalli Paradise Found. I will be talking about this one though, but I like the decant that I was initially going to review. I loved. I had to get a bottle. This has a lot of musk. It's got patchouli, some green notes, pimento seeds, a little bit of clair sage, and cashmeran. It's musky, woody, and spicy, but musky overall. If you don't like musky fragrances, this is something that I don't think that you would like. And this is like more mature than anything. It's classy. This is very gently. Like this is perfect for the autumn and the springtime. Fragrance number 2 is an older fragrance that came out in 2001, I believe, but that's going to be Bulgari BLV Pour Homme. So this is a great mature fragrance that's perfect for the springtime. It's got warm spices of cardamom, but as well ginger. The ginger most certainly energizes this. You're going to get a lot of juniper, sandalwood, there's teak wood, and as well tobacco blossom. I feel like there's a little bit of lavender as well to kind of give it this fresh aromatic feel. There's this fresh component to it. I don't know where that's coming from, but it's really nice. This is like very versatile, dressing it down to dressing it up. Next one I believe is discontinued. You could still get it online, but it's gonna be a little bit more of a pretty penny. That's gonna be Prada L'Homme L'Eau. This I actually really like. See, I prefer this lineup over the Luna Rossa lineup. Luna Rossa, they just continue putting flanker after flanker. I believe, and I might be wrong, that they've axed this one. Like they've just discontinued the entire lineup. This is a gentleman's fragrance that's perfect for the spring and summertime. There is neroli, there's a lot of iris, there is powdery notes, there's sandalwood, amber, and cedar. This is class in a bottle. Next one is a great spring and summer scent, like high heat banger. It's not original and it's one of the more expensive ones in this list. It's from a designer luxury brand, but Dolce & Gabbana Velvet Bergamot. I almost got the name wrong. This is just nothing original. But it smells so good. This is a citrus bomb with bergamot, orange blossom, petitgrain, vetiver. There is going to be some musk mallow or some ambrette to add this musky vibe. But for the most part, just super citrusy, a little bit of white florals with like musk and vetiver. You would think that there's some neroli to this, but there's not. It kind of has like a Ferrari bright neroli, a Tom Ford neroli Portofino vibe. Just casual, but at the same time, I do think that you can rock this with a suit and tie. Another one that is a great spring and summer fragrance. I reviewed this one yesterday when I met up with my buddy Reminder. Frappé Luminous. One of the few niche ones in this list, I believe. It is the only niche one in this list. Oh my lord, but just very fresh, a little woody. It's got that gin and tonic feel, but a lot of citruses of lemon and bergamot. There is cardamom and pink pepper. The juniper berries front and center with some thyme, gin, oak moss with a little bit of woods. For a fresh fragrance, this is more classy than this one here. This is like, yes, I did state suit and tie. This is more suit and tie than the D&G. This is also a great casual fragrance. The only downfall with this one here is the performance. It's like 4 to 5 hours. Next one, total blind buy, and one, if I had to do best blind buys of this year, this would have made the cut, but I'm getting burned out with the videos. Trust me. A lot of this energy is not normal. Some of these fragrances I generally do get excited for, especially this one here. Lacoste L12 12 Blanc Roland Garros. This is a limited edition, a special edition like release, and I believe it came out, oh man, 2020, 2021. This is just super fresh. It's invigorating, it's energizing, and it's green. A lot of finger lime, a lot of parsley, and a lot of eucalyptus. Those three notes together just energize and make this very bright. I'm not a fan of eucalyptus, but in this it's done very nicely. But I would say it's more finger lime and parsley than is going to be the eucalyptus. But there's also some warm spice of star anise. There's going to be some clary sage, some sage itself, along with cedar and vetiver. So there is a little bit of woods, but for the most part it's fresh green. Then I would say it's going to be the woods itself. There's also clay, which I don't know what clay is supposed to smell like. Maybe it adds an earthy tone, I don't know, but for the most part, just high heat, casual. Next fragrance came out in the 90s. I believe like between 94 and 98. Might be 96. I really truly don't know, but I only got this one because of my buddy Stuart from the channel Sense of Style, and this is very masculine. Lilac Pour Homme. Would never have thought of gotten another lilac fragrance. I got the white one, which was years ago, and I forget the other one. This has a lion head. I believe it had a horse on it. That one broke on my bus, and because of that, just like the aftermath, like just the smell, totally put me off. I know it would smell good, but just the amount that I was taking in was just polluting my lungs. But this has lavender and rosemary. It's got iris, lily of the valley, sandalwood, oak moss, cedar, patchouli. So it's a very woody fragrance with a little bit of iris, a little bit of lily of the valley, with rosemary and lavender. I definitely get the rosemary and the lavender. This comes across as old school, like old school masculine. Very gently, like this is a very versatile fragrance for the spring, but as well the fall. Next fragrance is actually from Chanel, and that is Allure Homme, 1999 release, I believe. A lot of people do complain that because of the reformulation, it just doesn't smell the same. Well, whatever I'm smelling, I like. This does have Perry Ellis M vibe, so Perry Ellis, and this fragrance is definitely dad joke. I know. Hey, listen, I'm the goofy dad of Fragcom. I'm a tryhard. I'm like Mr. Zelensky from what is it, American Pie? Keep it real, homies. You know, that guy who tries too hard. But this really does smell good. It's got vetiver, patchouli. It's got vanilla, tonka bean, amber, benzoin, musk, a little bit of rose. But for the most part, it's warm, spicy. It's amber with woods and maybe a little bit of vanilla. But it's sexy, but it's classy. This is like the grown and sexy, not like young juvenile sexy. Just as like 30 and up. Next one is a great spring and summer scent that's old school but modern. Rochas Mustache Original, 1949. Now, I may have gotten that name wrong, but man, this is a very good scent that's actually quite affordable. This is heavy in lemon, but it also has bergamot. It's got lavender, neroli, a little bit of violet to add this powdery undertone, moss, patchouli, and musk. The lemon itself, from the atomizer itself, smells more of like that lemon drop that Chad Secrets was talking about when we reviewed this one with Rush as well. But you do get a lot of the lemon. There's lavender, that neroli, the violet itself, and that musk and that moss. Old school meets new. That's what this pretty much is. Next fragrance, when I reviewed this one, was a decant, and I loved it so much, I got a bottle of Dunhill's Egyptian Smoke. This is a very woody fragrance from the Palo Santo, but as well there is vanilla, there is cacao, tobacco, grass rose, warm spices of ginger, pink pepper, and there's going to be a little black tea and as well patchouli. But for the most part, it's just like a smoky wood with rose, and I believe that there's some papyrus. The vanilla itself is more in the background, but the warm spices as well are in, like, even though that they're in the opening, I find that the warm spices kind of like stay around for a good duration of the scent life. But this is more fall and wintertime. It's classy and definitely grown. Like, this is suit and tie. Next one is a sexy fragrance that's very gently perfect for the autumn and wintertime. Prada L'Homme Intense. This is discontinued, but very much like, where is it? This one here, you can still get these online. They're just gonna cost you a little bit more money. But this does have that typical iris, which adds this powdery touch. You're gonna get amber, patchouli. There is leather, which is more of a suede in my opinion. Some tonka bean and sandalwood. It's iris, suede, and sandalwood. On my skin, most certainly. Ooh, very classy, very gently. Next one is going to be designer luxury, and that's going to be Dolce & Gabbana Exotic Velvet Leather. This is actually really good. It's sexy, it's perfect for the autumn and wintertime. It's very versatile, but it's grown and sexy. And it's classy and very masculine. The only downfall with this one here is that it's not original. It has the D&G The One vibe. So whether that's EDT or EDP, it really does have that vibe. There is leather, there is olibanum, labdanum, there is lavender, juniper berries, leather, rum, and incense. So it's pretty much just like The One with incense and rum. I don't know if incense is in like The One. Again, it's been a little while since I've worn it. I remember what it smells like, a lot of amber and a little resinous. This is resinous and ambery, but it has that smoky incense in the background with booze. The last 3 fragrances in this video, so lucky number 13 to 15, are all autumn and winter fragrances, but lucky 13 is going to be Dunhill Moroccan Amber. This is a great scent. Anything from this lineup, for the most part, I would say, are just tremendous. There are a few that I'm not crazy about, such as like, what is it? The Arabian Desert or something like that. That one's just heavy in oud. I'm not an oud lover. Oud is in this one though, but it's not off-putting. There's also leather, there is a lot of amber, there is saffron, cardamom, black pepper, coriander, ginger, and hazelnut. This is kind of like a Middle Eastern or like a Moroccan bazaar with all the spices and all the other goods that's sold. Kind of reminds me of that. But there is this oud, this ambery feel as well. Definitely has that feel, like, as to what that part of the world would wear. And yeah, I know that that part of the world, like that culture, rocks like the heavier stuff. Definitely, y'all are definitely a lot more masculine than I am, because a lot of these heavy hitters, I can't. This one though, I really do. But you have to watch your applications with this one here, because less is more. And the last 2 for this video are actually new releases that came out this year in 2024. I did state that this is Bad Boy by Gentleman, but next one is even more bad boy, and that is going to be Viktor Rolf Spice Bomb Dark Leather. This is a little gently, but it definitely has more bad boy feel. And this is very much like the name itself, Spice Bomb with a lot of dark leather. Nutmeg and cinnamon, you're going to get some ambery frankincense, tobacco, and dark leather. This is pretty much like a leather jacket and black tea, but you can rock this with a tuxedo, believe it or not. And last but not least is definitely a gentleman's fragrance. New release came out this year. Givenchy Gentleman Society Extreme. This has a lot of vetiver. It's got coffee, it's got vanilla, it's got that French narcissus, it's got orris root, which adds this powdery undertone. There is going to be a little bit of sandalwood and cedar and nutmeg. It's just a very woody fragrance with coffee. Then I would say it's like the French narcissus with the vanilla. An amazing fragrance. Like, I enjoy the original Society. That's like a hate or love fragrance. This one here I find is better. This is very much like manners maketh man kind of guy. And guys, that is my top 15 best buys of 2024. The video is at 25 minutes long. If I went into great detail about all these fragrances, this video probably would have been at like 35 to 40 minutes, and I tend to trip over my own words. So if you want to see actual reviews of any of these fragrances, and I've talked about all of them, minus this one here, and I will be talking about this one, they will all be done in the description box below. If you want to see years prior of best buys of that year, check out right here or right here. And if you like this very video, please leave me one of these. Thank you for my time, take care, and I will see you later. Thanks for watching, everybody.